Hey pack leaders, I'm gonna give you guys a quick what's it called, crash course, not crash course, it's more like a quick start. Yeah, a quick start is probably the better way, just to get you up and running, and then I'll show you in the other videos more explanation on what to do. Okay, so this is just kind of get you running and not have to kind of like understand too many things and confuse you. Okay, alright, so I'm gonna assume that you guys know how to download a file and unzip it. Okay, so once you have done that, I'm going to show you what I have here. You then unzip this folder. It'll then have this. You double click into here and just run this auto lock deal. Okay, now if you haven't entered your license yet, it'll enter your license, your email address and license. I've already done it. Then it'll then ask if you want to update. Just click yes. Sometimes if there's any problems, go ahead and click no and notify me. But sometimes you click yes and updates and it keeps updating over and over. That could happen. But most of the time it would just update and then launch automatically. Okay. So it's launching on my main screen. Let me pull it over as soon as it's done. And I want to give you a rundown of these files. Now everything you need is in this text file, and all the UI does is interact with this text file. So it's already I've kind of eliminated a lot of the settings that you may not need, so that I can quickly you can start quickly tuning, not have to configure all these settings, and it's all already done. I noticed a lot of people didn't have to do it themselves, so I try to keep it as simple as possible and kind of do most of the thinking for you guys. Okay. So once this is up and running, all you gotta do is enter your local IP address. Okay. And let me expand this. Enter your local IP address with the port number. So that's an example of what it is there. I'm gonna go ahead and just copy and paste my stuff from the text file manually so that you can kind of like walk it with me. I don't have it with me, so let me pull up my Haas. I have my Haas right here. Let me grab this address there. Let me pop back in here. There it is, and I'll enter my secret key. I'm gonna move it over. It should block it, so but just to be safe. Alright, cool. Yeah, it did block it. So it is a password. It is not being revealed or anything like that, but it'll save on the file. But as soon as I save it, you'll see on the text file. So as soon as that's done, save it, and then it'll update the text file once you open it again. Okay, so then once you reload this text file, it'll show you your that thing that was saved. Okay, so you won't need that anymore. So next time you come on, let's say you start back up and this was gone, just hit the load button and it should pop up and load your stuff for you. It's working right there. Okay, so it just loads right up and you're up and running. You click over to the tuning tab, load up all the bots. Take maybe a couple seconds to load, and once that all pops up, then you can start tuning. Okay. Alright, so I figured out what happened was make sure your port number is the local API port number and not the 8090. It should be something else, 8060. Save that, and then make sure it's loaded properly by just hitting load again just to verify. Hit over to tuning and then hit the load available bots, and then everything should pop up. Now I can only tune BitMEX bots. I haven't done any Binance yet, and I've tested it already. It doesn't work because there's this one parameter that doesn't match, which is the contract name, and Binance doesn't have contract names, but BitMEX does. So there's a little bit of a mismatch there that I need to handle, and I will do that in the future, but right now I'm focused on BitMEX. So I have a BitMEX bot that is called new. You just type that in. So you're gonna have to go ahead and go to the Haas and create your bot first. So if you guys don't know about how to create a Mad Hatter bot, click on that, give it a name, say Tuner Special or something like that. name it whatever you want, and make sure you select a BitMEX account. Okay, so I'm gonna select my account right there, and whatever contract you want. Doesn't matter. I'll go EOS, add the bot, and then that should be created. Once it's created, then you can go back over to your tuner and search for it. So let me type BitMEX because I remember the name, that was BitMEX there. You might want to hit the load available bots kit just to refresh everything, and then I'll go ahead and type in BitMEX. So that's the tuner special that we just created. Just click on action, tune bot, and that's it. And it's gonna start tuning. So let's go ahead and switch over and watch it tune. So the tuner special bot's right there. It's gonna load up the EOS history. It's gonna run through a bunch of initial guesses, and then it's gonna start tuning. And it's as simple as that. Okay. I don't want to add any more options to make it more complicated, but I will make it a little bit more cleaner. Currently, the UI is very simple. I haven't really done too much. I just want to get this to you guys as soon as possible. And then over time, as I build it out, it'll look a little more professional. Okay, and I'll probably hand it over to a professional UI designer to kind of clean things up a bit. But this is pretty much what it'll do. Now, let me also show you a few more things here. You saw my key, but whatever. You're in my private group, just don't mess with my stuff. I'll probably swap this out later on after this video. So the initial settings CSV. Now currently it takes a very long time to run through all 300 initial guesses. Okay, so it takes about 35 minutes to run through all of the settings. We don't really need that many settings because normally as soon as it hits a positive ROI, we can start tuning. So if you want to tune your bots faster, maybe cut this down to 30. Later on, I'll probably have a thing where it kind of maybe counts and say, hey, which setting works the best. Start with those, or maybe as soon as it hits a positive ROI, then start the tuning process and get through it. But if you have the time to wait and just don't want to kind of see how it goes, and plus there's not that many contracts on BitMEX to tune anyway, you can probably just tune the full, take about an hour to tune it all, and then come back, look at it, and tune the next one, wait another hour, come back and do it again. Okay. Now, so what you can do is just delete it and then save it, and then it'll restart the tuner. Actually, yeah, restart the tuner, and it should load a lot less. But you want to make a copy of this so you have these settings saved somewhere, and you can kind of restore it. Make sure the name is exactly as it is when you want to use it. Okay. All right, so that's that. What else do I need to show you? I think that's pretty much it. Let's see here. So you could tune a live wallet or a simulated wallet. Let me let it for sure. And depending on what you want to do, you want to do a forward test and go ahead and set it to a simulator wallet and forward test a simulator wallet. And if that's profitable, then switch over to a live wallet. So it's up to you how you want to do it. It doesn't care whether it's a simulator wallet or whatever. It'll just tune whatever bot that you selected. Okay. So what's going on here? Let me refresh things. Might have overloaded a little bit. Okay, let me think about something else here. And that's kind of it. Now, there's a couple more things that I want to add to it in the future, which I'll discuss in maybe another video right now. But right now, it'll do initial guess, and then it'll do a driving method as far as it can drive, and it'll find a positive, negative direction where it goes. It'll drive it until there's no more, and then it'll kind of like do smaller perturbations until it zeroes in. And so it kind of takes less to do. And then once it does that, then it'll sweep through all the MA types on the Bollinger Bands, and then it'll sweep over all the check boxes for the Bollinger Bands, whether full, candle, close, reset middle, or whatever the third one is. And once that's all swept through and it finds the best one, then it'll then go into the AutoTuner method, where it kind of just massages a little bit by little, one positive, one negative, in a plus 30 plus minus 30, or plus 10, minus 10. It'll kind of do all those and kind of zero in also, and then move on to the next one and do it again. As soon as it's massaged and done, it'll present you with the best solution, and then you can decide whether you want to run on a simulated wallet or live test or a small test amount that's live, and then go from there. Okay. So I think that's pretty much it, and you should probably be able to get going. You have any questions, any other details, let me know. Post it in the thing. Nisa will help you if she can. And then if I need to show you a video on how to do the nitty gritties of installing the files, how to unpack and zip, let me know. I'll put it in a separate section of FAQs or something like that, to help others who are kind of need the extra. Okay, so no worries, I'll be there for you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Talk to you then.